Do you think he's cognitively strong enough to be president?
I have conversations with him all the time, yes. And I'll tell you what.
You do?
I'm dead serious about that.
That is California Democratic Governor Gavin Newsom talking with Fox host Sean Hannity about President Biden.
I've talked to him when he's been overseas. I've been in Air Force One, Marine One. I've been in the limo with him. I've spent time with him privately.
But you never answered my question directly. How many times does your phone ping a day, people saying you need to get in this race because they agree with me that he's not up to the job?
I see where you're going with that.
I'm asking.
No, and I'm not answering.
And just like that, Governor Gavin Newsom owned Sean Hannity, and it was over something relatively small, whether Newsom should talk about a potential presidential run. But Newsom's skillful and smooth handling of that clash, and others with a conservative bomb thrower like Hannity, well, it's important. More on that in a moment. First, here's the Newsom-Hannity exchange over Donald Trump and Trump's indictment.
Be negligent if I didn't get your reaction to what happened in the news.
Sad, and I say that as an American. I can imagine.
Were you friendly with him?
Well, as you know, I didn't have a closed fist. I had an open hand. We actually had an incredible relationship during COVID.
Right.
It was incredible. He played no politics during COVID with California. Played none whatsoever. It's a fact. And by the way, I've got a lot of critique from the left by saying that.
Again, Newsom owned that exchange and surprised Hannity, as evidenced by Hannity's constant ahums every other word. And the larger message in that response is that Gavin Newsom is pleasantly unpredictable and might just appeal to independent voters who voted for Donald Trump and like Trump. So why does all of this matter? As we know, Joe Biden is running for re-election. Gavin Newsom is essentially on the sidelines. However, there is growing concern among Democratic Party activists, organizers, and donors that Joe Biden's age is catching up with him. And Gavin Newsom is keeping a high national profile and essentially auditioning to be the Democratic Party's backup plan should Joe Biden drop out. And by many accounts, Newsom is handling the tricky role brilliantly and with finesse, because on top of showing he can smile and happily counterpunch against right-wing media heavyweights like Hannity, Newsom is also keeping his Democratic leadership profile front and center. Newsom recently launched an initiative to restrict firearms through a constitutional amendment.
In this country, we do have the power to change things, to reclaim our freedom from fear. Our ability to make a more perfect union is literally written into the Constitution. So today, I'm proposing the 28th Amendment to the United States Constitution to do just that. The 28th Amendment permanently enshrines 4 additions to the laws of our land. It raises the minimum age to purchase a firearm from 18 to 21. Because if you can't buy a beer, you shouldn't be able to buy a gun. It mandates universal background checks to prevent truly dangerous people from purchasing a gun that can be used in a crime. It institutes reasonable waiting periods for all gun purchases, and it bans civilians from buying assault rifles.
Those 4 proposals also poll really well. According to a Fox News survey, 87% of the American people support background checks, 81% support raising the minimum age, 77% support a waiting period, and 61% support banning assault rifles. So Gavin Newsom is not exactly taking a huge political risk, but he is showing off some creativity on an issue that most Americans say needs to be tackled and somehow fixed. To be clear, if President Biden remains healthy for another year, Gavin Newsom's national efforts will have largely been for naught. But a growing number of Democrats are worried about Biden and are looking at the Democratic bench. And Newsom, with his charisma, pleasant unpredictability, and Kennedy-esque looks, is winning over, it seems, a lot of Democratic activists and donors as the 2024 campaign gets closer. By the way, the leading Republican presidential candidate, Donald Trump, as we mentioned, is under a 37-count federal criminal indictment in the Mar-a-Lago documents case, and Trump's own words are coming back to bite him.
In my administration, I'm going to enforce all laws concerning the protection of classified information.
Check out that video at the link below. I'm David Shuster. Thanks for joining us.